and she kept saying she passed to cancer. Who recognizes that? Okay, I know that I'm going to have several hands, so whether mother or grandmother. Who has the mother energy? Mother, not grandmother. Okay, perfect. So we'll wait for that. Do any of you recognize the month of November attached to that? Month of November? Do you recognize that? Month? Huh? It's okay. Okay, month of November. All right, perfect. Passed to cancer, because I always want them to give me their name, the month, and how they passed. And I'm being cancer started to spread through the system, and I keep getting the month of November, which is either birth or passing. Do you understand? Okay, that means I'm coming to you. And it just means another mother is trying to piggyback off of her, so I'll get there as well. This is not somebody you expected. Do you understand it? Okay, because she's like, she didn't expect me, she was hoping for somebody else. Do you understand? And sometimes, like I said, you have to pay attention to the names that I'm saying, because if you have a grandmother, a great-grandmother, or even an aunt or uncle, they might just be the first person that I attach to through the family. Do you understand it? Okay, good. There's a really strong father energy with her. Do you understand it? Okay, good. I'm not getting his name yet, but she's standing right beside me. She's really wearing my system down, and you recognize the November as well. Do you understand? Perfect. I know that there's cancer in her system. They'll make me feel if it's localized or if it spreads. She makes me feel like it starts to spread through the system. Do you understand it? Good. Because I can have someone that comes through that might have brain cancer, and they'll make me feel it's localized. She's making me feel like they didn't find out until later stages. Do you understand? Because I always ask. Found out in later stages. It was already starting to spread through the system. It slowly got progressively worse, and it took her very quick in the end. Do you understand it? Okay, she's here. You had time with her? Because she's saying time spent. She makes me feel like I want to hug you, so that's how I know you're close, honey, okay? She just hasn't started to validate herself, but I'm feeling her very strongly. And then there's a really strong father energy just behind her. Do you recognize the father? Is that somebody you were hoping for?
Yeah.
Okay, because I keep getting from him just behind her, she's been waiting for me. Do you understand it? Good. Is this father to you? Because I'm being told dad. That's how I know. That's how I know it's a father energy and not a grandfather, because he keeps saying dad to me. Do you understand it? You feel like you didn't have a full goodbye with him, honey? Because he's saying to me, it was like that and I was gone and she didn't have a chance to say goodbye. Do you understand it? Okay, so I'm going to take my time with them, okay? Okay, good. And he just had the birthday. Because he's holding balloons and he keeps saying, tell her happy birthday. Do you understand it? Is this a daughter for you?
Oh, my son is having a birthday on...
Because he keeps saying child. Perfect, good. Because I had to ask, because you said a female name, and he said, no, it's about the child, meaning grandchild, meaning child to you. Do you understand it? It's just because you were thinking of a different person. Do you understand? Okay, so he's showing me actually the primary balloons. He's handing them to me, and he keeps saying, I'm going to be there to celebrate. Let her know that.
Okay.
I'm also being told that this son of yours is one of the main people he watches over.
I knew that. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
You asked him to, honey?
Well, he asked me.
Because he keeps saying the question was asked. That's why I'm asking.
No. I know him. He do it anyway.
Do you understand it? Okay, perfect. So he's starting to step in. He said, all my daughter wanted to do was to just come today to find out that I was at peace and to be able to have some kind of closure, because she didn't have a chance to actually say goodbye to me, and she always wished that she could have. Do you understand it? I didn't have as much time here as I wanted to with her, and it took me really fast. Do you understand it? Okay. And he keeps putting pain right here in my chest. Like I'm like hit, and it's like he's gone. Do you understand it? Okay. So that's how I know it's a massive blow to the chest.
Yep.
Do you understand it? Perfect. So whether that's heart attack or whatever that is, it's not what he's saying. He's just putting all this pressure here. I know there's a massive blow, and I know that he's taken quick. And he's saying to me, he didn't have a chance to say goodbye to anybody. And he did not expect it at all. Do you understand? Okay, good. So it's his way of saying to you, he understands how upset you are, as far as he said, I don't want her to ever feel like she lost me, because I'm still going to be here. I just know it's really hard for her because no one had a chance to say goodbye to me, and I didn't even expect for it to happen. Do you understand it? Good. Good. He keeps making his hands black and dirty.
Oh my God. No. Yeah.
Do you understand it?
Yeah.
That's my symbolism for physical labor or some kind of mechanic or something like that. Do you understand it? He's putting dirt all over his hands and he's going like this, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Do you understand?
Hands are always black and dirty. There's a welder in the body.
Perfect. That's the mechanic that I feel.
Yeah.
Good. That's my symbolism. When they make their hands dirty and they do this, I said, okay, it's a physical job, what is it? And then I feel like I want to put a wrench in my hand. So it's that mechanical part of what he did. So it's his way of validating what he did as well. Do you understand it? Okay, good, good. There's other children as well? Because he's saying to me, she's not my only one. So it's his way of giving you the message today, and then to take the information and then pass it to everybody else. Do you understand it? Good. He said, this is how I'm going to describe his personality. It's like a hard eggshell.
Yeah.
And then there's like the soft center. Do you understand it? And you have to get to know him to actually get into that soft center. But he's saying to me, I loved my children. They always knew that I loved them and I cared about him. And I cared about them. Do you understand it? Okay, good. Because he keeps saying there's other children besides her. I always cared about them. But sometimes I always didn't say everything that I should have, even though I did tell them and I loved them. I just wish I would have done it more. Do you understand? Good. So I'm just going to let him step a little closer to me. So he's going to come and stand right here. The grandmother with the cancer is just behind him, okay? But again, she's just here for support. There's 18 people in this line. Not that I'm going to talk to everybody. It's just the older generations, because I would just read her today. It's just the older generations that are here for support, for you to be able to have a chance to be with him. Do you understand it? Good. I'm seeing the wings in front of his chest, so it's just his way of validating that he's at peace. But I'm seeing him the way he looked before the passing happened, and then all of a sudden he's starting to show me his younger version. Because on the other side, you can actually revert back to that age of 30 if you choose to actually go back to the younger state. So I'll always see them what they look like before they passed, and he's showing me the younger version of himself. And he keeps saying to me, I know the younger version's more handsome. And I'm just laughing at him. I'm like, okay. Again, his perception. He's just excited about being able to be young and not have the pain anymore. But he's saying to me, the blow to the chest caught everybody off guard. And there wasn't anything really leading up to for it to be expected. Do you understand it? Okay, so if I have someone that has a blow to the chest, regardless of whether it's a heart attack or whatever it is, I'll always say, is there cardiovascular issues, was there health issues just before the passing? And he's saying to me, I didn't even expect it, and neither did they. That's how I know it's out of the blue. And that he didn't expect it because he didn't realize there was anything even going on with his health to that extent. Do you understand? Perfect, good. Because sometimes there can still be minimal things, and then something major happens, and you're like, whoa, what happened? Because there was no rhyme or reason to it. Do you understand? Okay, good. So I'm just going to listen to him for a few more minutes. He keeps saying to me, I'm asking him to finish the sentence. It was important for me to talk to her today, because I needed to say goodbye to her, and I needed to say goodbye to everybody. But I need her to know it's not goodbye. Because I don't want her to feel like she's going to have closure from this and that she had her final goodbye with me today, because it's not like that, because I'm always there. Meaning he's just not here physically for you anymore, but he's always going to be with you in spirit. Do you understand it, honey? Okay, because that's what it is. My guy's saying to me, I have another minute with him, so I just want to see if anything else I can get out of him. He's just so focused on making me feel the pain here, and it's just all about her and the other children. And sometimes they'll come through and they'll be like, this is my name, and this is what I want to say, and I just want to go on and on and on and on and on. Then other times they're like, they just want me to feel their presence, and then it's about everybody else. And that's how he's making me feel. Do you understand it? Good. Did you worry about what he went through in the moment?
Yeah.
Because he's saying to me, I know she worried about what I went through in the moment and what it was like for me because I left everybody so fast. And no one was really there. Do you understand it? Meaning there for him in the moment. Because he didn't have the chance to say goodbye, and because you didn't have a chance to say goodbye to him. Do you understand? Good. So he keeps saying to me, tell her I only felt it for a second, and then they were there, and I could see them. And this is where this grandmother steps in, because she's one of the people that were there to greet. Do you understand it? But I'm being told both sides of the family were there. Okay? Okay, good. I felt it. I was down. I started to see their faces. As soon as I saw her, I knew. Meaning the mother energy that was already gone, the grandmother. Do you understand? Yeah. He just said to me, thank you for your time, so he's thanking me. He said, this is really important, and it means a lot to me to be able to just have a few minutes with her, because I know she can't talk to me the way that you can. Do you understand it? Yeah, so he's thanking me. Tell her I love her. Tell them I just want them to remember the times that we had together. And I want them to get past that mourning state, because I know it's still hard for her, because they didn't have a chance to really say the goodbye that they wanted to. Do you understand it? And he said, it was both ways. I didn't have a chance and neither did they. So this is my chance just to let them know that I'm still there. And he keeps saying, I'll be there for the party. Are you having a party? Okay, so.
It's birthday's on Wednesday, but it's after this, so it's like 5:30.
Okay. Well, if I'm still reading and you walk out, I'll just wave, okay? Because I never know how long I'm going to read. Sometimes it can be 3 hours, sometimes it can be 4. But he kept putting the candle when I first said that to you before you said it was today, and he was putting a candle on top of the cake, and he was making me feel like I wanted to blow it out. It's just his way of saying that when you leave, he'll probably be in the car with you, and he'll be going home. And he'll be celebrating that party with you today. Do you understand it? Perfect. That's all it is. Wonderful. So it's just his way. He said, I'm ready for a piece of cake. Good. So it's just his way. That's why he was giving me those primary balloons earlier, and that's why he was saying birthday, because he wanted you to know that he was going to be there to celebrate. Okay? Wonderful. Good. It's just his way of letting you know that he watches over that child for you, and that not only is he celebrating today with him giving the validation of the birthday earlier, but that he's one of the guardians for that child for you. Okay. He said, tell her I love her. And he keeps doing this. It's just, I want you to try to be more open. Listen, are there going to be a bunch of kids in your house?
No.
Okay, I'm just asking, because I feel like it's chaotic, and that could just mean people. Do you understand? Okay, because he keeps saying to me, even though it's going to be chaos in her home later, tell her to watch for me. So I just want you to try to be a little open when you go home, and if you see anything as a sign, or you feel like he's there, or in a moment where you get a little emotional, just know that that's him, and that he's making his presence known with you today. Okay? Good. He's starting to actually step back out. He just keeps saying, she needs to know I love her. And I just needed her to know that I'm going to be there for the day. Good, perfect, good. So much more I know that he could have said, honey, but I know that he also is trying to save his energy to share some more time with you later today, so he's not missing out on that as well. Do you understand? Good, perfect. You're welcome. Okay. Let me grab a drink real quick, and then we'll